Greetings viewers, welcome to another fan art drawing time-lapse video by yours truly, Aziz Draws. As you can see, today's video is my process of drawing General Grievous from the Star Wars franchise. Primarily, this is the General Grievous character design from episode 3. I like that character design. There are some pretty cool ones from the Star Wars The Clone Wars, as well as the original Star Wars The Clone Wars, that 2D animated version of it. But I figured I might as well go for the episode 3 variant. Yeah, he's a pretty cool character to draw. Complex because he's cybernetic, but overall a really cool character. I am a huge fan of the fact that his arms are actually two sets of arms. Like, he can merge them into one, but if he so wills it, he can just go ahead and split his arms. Now he has 4. And I also believe he can go into all 4s. Like, he can distort his body so that he can crawl or run at you in all 4s, which I think is hilarious. Like, he looks like a spider. He's overall a really cool character design. I know initially he wasn't always like this. I know that he used to be, I think his race is Kalish. He used to have a regular organic body, but over time, yeah, he had to replace it with a cybernetic body. So that was a cool fact to learn about him. Some friends and I were watching episode 3, and we were kind of laughing at the fact that because he's still part organic, that he coughs in the film. So we were just kind of teasing General Grievous about the fact that he coughs. But yeah, it's like I said, I like his character design. It's pretty cool. I was kind of just taking my time with this drawing. I didn't really want to rush it, nor did I have the need to. I didn't really feel like, being super quick about it. So this time lapse ended up becoming a little bit longer. I don't know how many hours I spent on it. I'll probably log it in, or at least give a rough estimate as to what it was in the description. As you can see, I'm still even sketching right now, because usually with mechanical characters like this, they take a little bit longer to construct, because you have to be more careful with the elements of their character, the proportions, the scale. So that's why you saw earlier I had a primary rough sketch. Like, it was super rough, and that was just for me to get the proportions right. And then once I was done with that, I went in with a more detailed version of the sketch, because now I knew where the overall scale of each element of his body was, so I could go into more detail. But now you can see I have entered the line art phase of my drawing, and it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm mostly following the sketch itself, not much deviation from it. Line art is line weight is not too drastic, so that's not a concern either. But I like to use this specific brush because it has that kind of organic feel to it when you apply it onto your drawings. But yeah, I mean, there's not really anything crazy going on here. It's just mostly just doing the outlines and going in, making sure the shapes look right and the overall line weight is fine. I think I was running at like 25 in size, like that was the size of the brush. Now you can see I'm coloring. Coloring was even more straightforward because it literally was just fill in the white spaces. I really like the fact that Clip Studio Paint has reference layers as an option, because all that work you put in on the line art comes to fruition when you start coloring, because you can just use that as a reference, and the software automatically detects where that line art is, and you can just use the bucket tool, and it's like an automatic wand tool, and that's really cool. But yeah, you can see here I'm starting to do shading and lighting. The lightsabers, they emit light, so of course they're going to have the floor reflect a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of reflection on General Grievous himself later on in the drawing. I had one main source light up top, so you can see there, that's where like the hotspot is on the top of his head. It's an overall very neutral light, nothing crazy is going on up there. And then you have, of course, the blue and green lightsabers emitting their own light, so there's a little bit of reflection there. Yeah, primarily I wanted to brush this because looking at the time, it was like close to 12 12 at night, so I was like, all right, I can't spend too much time drawing this. So you can see I didn't really do a lot of hatching this time around, but there is a little bit at the end, so you'll see it. Here you can see I'm applying the shadow of General Grievous based off the main source light. So of course, because the cape is covering that section of his body along with his legs, that's going to probably be the darkest part. And since the light that I use is similar to a spotlight, you can see that the gradient on the ground follows it. So it's almost like a spotlight, very soft one. So that was cool. You can see on that foot, there's a little bit of hatching. And I'm also adding some metal lines up top to create a sense of texture for Grievous. You can see here I'm adding some fine tuning details, making sure my colors look right. Gotta add my watermark because, you know, people will steal your art if you ain't careful. And yeah, we're done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video and drawing. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because at the moment I am drawing every day and posting every day. So you can have some fun seeing that happen. Also, shout out to my patrons. Y'all some real ones.